Is TikTok really getting banned again? Like, I know you guys have seen all of the news articles floating around. They've been floating around since 2020 when Trump tried to ban TikTok.
We may be banning TikTok.
And I remember people took that as a joke, but hey, it's 2023 and people are really trying to ban TikTok again. And I know you guys are like, why are we trying to ban TikTok? Well, pretty much for the same reasons we tried to ban TikTok in 2020. So before we get into those reasons, let's go ahead and roll the intro first. Alright you guys, so first off, if you haven't heard of TikTok, you've definitely been under a rock. Like, for real, the president is talking about it. But if you are that person that has been living under a rock, I will say TikTok is basically a video sharing platform where users are able to create short form content to convey a message, do a cute viral dance, sing. People do everything on TikTok. It's the greatest yet most toxic app in the world. And when I say short form content, I mean, it used to be back when TikTok first came about in 2018. I believe you could only make a TikTok up to 30 to 60 seconds. But now that it's 2023, they're trying to compete with other apps like YouTube and Instagram. So they have extended that time to 3 minutes and some people even 10 minutes. And if you didn't know this, let's go ahead and even backtrack before then. So everybody knows that before all of these apps, it was Vine. Like, Vine was that app as far as short form content.
All right, man. You got that gas money?
No, I only got my card.
Oh, that's all good.
Good.
You want cash back?
I would say Vine was the first successful short form video app. Even though they did decide to close down, it was very successful. A lot of people that became famous during the Vine days, they're still well known. They just probably are on YouTube or, you know, do some other stuff on the side. But Vine was the GOAT, okay? And if you didn't know, each Vine was you can only make a Vine up to 6 seconds long. You had to do whatever you had to do in 6 seconds. But after Vine, I would say Mexlkodro came. Now, Mexlkodro, I wasn't on that app. Mexlkodro is similar to TikTok, except it was strictly about music. So a lot of people would just use that to lip sync songs, like lip sync really fast. Like, I don't know how people would even edit their Mexlkodros. I mean, it looked cool, but it kind of looked obnoxious. And then somehow, I remember in 2018, Mexlkodro transitioned to TikTok. And I was like, what is this app? Well, apparently a Chinese company by the name of ByteDance did buy out Mexlkodro, and that's when the name changed from Mexlkodro to TikTok. So keep in mind, this is a Chinese company that bought the app. So I know some of you guys are like, okay, so how did TikTok become so popular now to where the president wants to ban the app? Well, let me go ahead and give you guys some background. So what made TikTok so popular is the fact that I will say they had two powerful tools. They had the For You page and then the algorithm itself.
TikTok has been so successful in terms of implementing their algorithms.
TikTok's algorithm can influence the thinking of US youth.
Whenever you first download TikTok and open the app, immediately the app is going to flood you with content, like just content for days. You don't have to follow anybody and you'll still see content. Whereas back in 2018, whenever you made a Facebook account or a Twitter account, you had to actually find people to follow in order for your timeline to have some type of content. And when you're scrolling through your For You page, the algorithm does personalize content based off of what you like, how long you watch a video versus if you're just swiping straight through something. They basically personalize content for you. Like, haven't you noticed, or at least me, I may look at a lot of body care, skincare type of TikToks, and before you know it, it's like literally one TikTok after another. It's just nothing but products, skincare, body care. It's like that's the side of TikTok my account is on. And in order to break the algorithm, it's like you have to start liking random stuff to randomize the algorithm again. So I do feel like the TikTok algorithm and the For You page definitely made the app way more popular, to the point where other apps are starting to utilize that technology to compete with TikTok. So keep in mind now, especially in 2023, TikTok is, I believe, still the most downloaded app. I'm pretty sure it's the most #1 used app. I don't really like using TikTok like that, but I can't help but see TikToks all over the place. So as you can see, TikTok is very popular, especially in the US. And that is a problem because it is a Chinese-owned app. And the reason why politicians, government officials, the US in general has a problem with that is because, for one, there's a lot of concerns around security, data. TikTok's algorithm, the government is concerned that China may be gathering up users' information and may be pushing out ill content via the algorithm. It's a lot of crazy allegations going on. So I did find this Vox magazine. It's titled TikTok's Master Plan to Win Over Washington, because TikTok will have to go up against Washington later on this month to answer questions, their concerns about the app. So let me go ahead and get into the article real quick. So it says, and I pretty much highlighted the main points. So if you guys see some highlighted things, that's the main points. So it says TikTok is grappling with an increasingly real prospect of being banned in the United States. This wouldn't just be a mostly performative prohibition of installing the app on federal or state government-owned devices. It could also be more impactful than the legally questionable ban that former President Donald Trump tried and failed to enact in 2020. The ban TikTok is now facing would forbid its China-based parent company ByteDance from doing business in the United States, which would block Apple and Google from hosting the TikTok app in their app stores. It wouldn't make it illegal for you, the consumer, to use TikTok. It would just make it much harder to do so. Such as they would probably block it on internet connections that are US based. But if you have a VPN, it'll probably be easier to get around all of that and still use the app. India, if you didn't know, India did ban TikTok, I believe in 2020 or 2021, and they pretty much did the same thing that the US is trying to do. They banned TikTok from the Google and Apple store, and that's pretty much how people aren't able to access the app in India, and also they block app access on their internet connections there. That's why you'll see a lot of people in that country use Instagram Reels or YouTube Shorts, because they can't use TikTok. So it says, seemingly every big tech company is facing unprecedented levels of scrutiny these days, but TikTok faces opposition that its peers don't. At a time when US-Chinese relations aren't great, TikTok's popularity is a threat to America's technological superiority, especially when it comes to the internet. But US lawmakers are much more likely to point to the perceived threat to national security, believing that the Chinese government is using the app to spy on Americans and push harmful content onto them through the app's powerful yet mysterious For You recommendation algorithm. And I will say, sometimes when I'm scrolling on TikTok, I will randomly get a video recommended to me, and I'm just like, this is a weird video. I feel like this video is trying to persuade me against something, and I'm just not here for it. So it says, to deal with these conflicts, ByteDance has spent over 3 years negotiating with the Committee on Foreign Investment in the United States, or CFI-US, an interagency group that reviews transactions involving foreign parties for national security threats. ByteDance hopes to reach an agreement that would allow TikTok to continue to do business here while minimizing the chances of interference from the Chinese government. While ByteDance says there is a draft agreement with CFI-US, it still hasn't been finalized. It didn't help matters when the last days of 2022, ByteDance had to admit that some of its employees improperly assessed US citizens' TikTok data as part of an investigation to leaks to journalists. ByteDance is spending a lot of money trying to convince detractors that it doesn't take marching orders from China, and that it wouldn't get the Chinese government US user data or influence US users. The company has spent millions building up and expanding its Washington, D.C. presence and more than $1 billion on Project Texas, an effort to rebuild the app on US reserves in order to wall it off from ByteDance. in China as much as possible, while also promising several layers of independent oversight and transparency. So I did read up a little bit more on Project Texas, and I just wanted to mention that it's called Project Texas because it is housed in Austin, Texas, and I believe a company called Oracle houses US user data, and they want to house that data in Austin, Texas. In its efforts to convince regulators that its app is walled off from China and ByteDance, TikTok partnered with Texas-based company Oracle, which is hosting US user data on and running traffic through its cloud infrastructure, as well as reviewing the source code for TikTok's recommendation algorithm and content moderation tools. Access to data in other parts of TikTok will be strictly limited to only essential personnel, and both Oracle and the US government will have some oversight. This includes a new division called US Data Security, which was established last July. According to people present at the January briefing from TikTok in Washington that explained the unit, USDS will have 2,500 employees, which is reportedly half of TikTok's US workers. It houses the people and processes that access US user data and moderate content shown to US users. Any USDS employee has to meet certain requirements set by the US government to avoid the possibility that they can or will be unduly influenced by the Chinese government. For example, they must be a US citizen or have a green card. The USDS reports to a board of directors that CFI US will vet and approve. It is worth pointing out that ByteDance isn't the first tech company to spy on journalists. As Forbes noted in its piece revealing that ByteDance has done, Uber and Facebook have been accused of similar actions over the years. None of these services faced a potential nationwide ban over it, but none of them were owned by a Chinese company either. So that's the main kicker. So I know you guys are like, well, so what's the solution? So again, they are trying to move a lot of TikTok's operations to Austin, Texas, hence Project Texas. A lot of the data is going to be housed or already is housed with the company Oracle. I will say they are trying to use the International Emergency Economic Powers Act to rule out TikTok and ban it. Trump did do this back in 2020 or 2021. He used this act, and so the government, they're trying to use that same act, but we'll see how that goes. But alright, you guys, I am so tired of talking about TikTok. Like, my internal clock is TikToking, like, for real. I am interested in seeing how this whole TikTok ban goes. They do have a hearing with ByteDance's either president, CEO, one of the two. They do have a hearing with him later on this month. He'll be answering questions that we have, concerns. I am interested in seeing hearing what he has to say, and also, you know, what questions we had to ask. So yeah, I will definitely be following along with this. But anyways, you guys, hopefully you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.